Hi everybody, thank you for watching. So I'm excited for today's video because it's going to be a first of its kind video, and basically I'm going to be doing like an anti-haul or an unhaul, or going over like makeup and beauty products that I will not be buying. And I've been seeing these videos for a while now, and I just find them so interesting to watch because it's interesting to me to see what people are not gravitating towards, or where like people draw the line on cost, like nope, that's just too expensive. And even to see and hear people's reasonings for like not supporting certain brands or certain people or things like that. It's just interesting to me to get other people's opinions and feedbacks, because obviously we are all completely different. We have different preferences when it comes to makeup and beauty and what we need in our collection, what we will spend, who we will support. Kind of thinking about doing this one for a while, but I've gotten a few like snaps and messages from people like, why don't you have any of this? Or why don't you ever talk about that brand? Or this product just launched, are you gonna buy it and review it? And I have my reasons for what I buy, and I have my reasons for what I don't buy. What made me nervous about this video is that I don't want to come off as like bashing or being super negative. Like usually everything is all like positivity, but in my opinion, I don't see these videos in like a negative light. Like I said, it's just interesting to get to know people and their preferences and what it is that they want to spend money on and what it is that they don't want to spend money on, and kind of the reasons being for that. So hopefully that's how you guys will perceive this as well. Like none of this is meant to be super negative, and of course there's going to be negative things that I'm talking about in an anti-haul, but I don't want to touch on the negativity like too much. I just want to kind of explain each thing. And I've just been kind of making a list, and especially when it came to people asking me like, hey, are you going to buy this product, or hey, are you going to review this product? Those were the ones that definitely went on my list. So hopefully I can explain myself a little bit more to everyone who is wondering if I'm buying certain products and certain brands and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited for this video. I'm excited for something new. Hopefully you guys will like it. If you do, I can do more of these in the future, because of course it's a lot of fun to do hauls, and it's fun for me to watch hauls, but at the same time I can't buy everything. I can only haul so much for you guys. Hopefully this video will be fun to watch. I'm excited to do it, and yeah, let's just hop into my anti-haul. Is actually a brand, and there was a few comments that I got after I did my lipstick collection declutter. In there I got rid of every single Gerard Cosmetics lipstick and lip gloss that I owned, and I kind of touched on a little bit of my thoughts on Gerard Cosmetics and why it is that I'm actually not going to purchase for them. And even though there's like 2 lipsticks in there that I actually did like, I got rid of them anyways because I've decided that Gerard Cosmetics is not going to be a brand that I support. I got a lot of questions after that video. There was an issue with a Snapchat that went out about a customer, and it just really turned me off. And I want to make sure that I'm saying like I'm not just not supporting a brand because of those things. Like I don't like those things, and it's upsetting to me, because what if I was that girl and I'm seeing an owner of a brand with a popular YouTuber like talking shit about me? I can't even imagine how I would feel. Like I would feel so horrible. But at the same time, I have ordered from Gerard Cosmetics and I haven't been happy with the product. So I tried again and again. I think I placed 3 or 4 orders with Gerard Cosmetics because I was like, so many people are talking about them and YouTubers are collaborating them and other people are liking them. Like I have to like them. Like I have to keep trying. Like I'll find the product that works for me. And I really was not able to find the products that work for me. So just kind of those 2 things coupled together have made me decide that I'm not going to purchase from Gerard Cosmetics anymore. That's kind of my thoughts on Gerard Cosmetics. So I thought I would explain that because I did get a lot of questions in, especially after the lipstick declutter video when I kind of touched on it a little bit. But I watched certain videos about it. I watched the different responses that people had, and then I made my own opinion out of that. And that's all that we can do, is try to be as informed as we can and make our own opinion and move on. So another product that I've decided I will not be purchasing is the Lorac Pro 3 palette. So I actually do not own anything from Lorac, which is so crazy because people just love the Lorac palettes and I see them so often, and I don't have any of them. And the Lorac 3 is not like super new. I think it came out just a couple months ago, but it's still like fairly newer. It's their newest palette, I believe. And a lot of people were starting to talk about it, and I went through like, should I get it? Be reviewing it? Should I be doing looks with it? And I looked up the palette online, and it wasn't anything that like screamed out at me, and it was $44, which, you know, is expensive. And And I was actually really glad that I waited because I started watching the reviews come in, and I've said this in previous videos that I'm such a huge fan of watching reviews. I love being a reviewer because I hope it helps people as much as other people's reviews help me. I watch so many reviews on things, especially more pricier items that I'm thinking about buying. If I won't buy it right away, I will wait for those reviews to come in and then I will make my decision. And of course, everybody is different. Everybody has things that they love for certain reasons or dislike for certain reasons, but I kind of listen to everybody's opinion and then I make my own opinion from there. That's just how I do things. But I just saw negative review after negative review after negative review on the Lorac 3 palette. I did not see a lot of good feedback about this one, and I was like, okay, nope, that's $44 that I don't need. I'm not a huge eyeshadow palette junkie. Like, I'm just not. I prefer to spend my money on like lipsticks or highlighters, things like that, eyelashes even, or even like tools and skincare. That's what I prefer to spend my money on versus eyeshadow palettes and even eyeshadow singles. I just don't know if I always think, especially palettes, are worth the money because there's always going to be those like 2 to 3 to 4 colors in the palette that you just don't wear, and it's like, is it really worth it? So the Lorac 3, I've decided I'm going to pass on. Product that I will not be buying is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish highlighters. So I started seeing these like popping up on Snapchat, and like the beauty influencers were getting them and talking about them, and they looked really beautiful. I'll say that right away. They looked really beautiful. And like I said, I do like highlighters and I do like spending money on highlighters. So instantly I was like, oh my gosh, I think this might be something that I need. And then I looked it up and they are $72. Which to me, I'm like, okay, that's, you know, that's a little pricey. And I looked into it a little bit further, and you do get 3 items with this. So you're getting like a balm highlighter and then a powder highlighter and then also a brush. But I also started watching the reviews and people were like, this brush is a straight up disaster. Like, not a lot of people had positive comments about the brush. So I'm like, well, take the brush out. Now you're paying $72 for a balm highlighter and a powder highlighter. And I'm like, whew, $72 for 2 like good products, because people do have a lot of really good things to say about the actual highlighters, just not the brush that comes with the trio. But still, you know, I can spend $40 on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits and get 4 decent sized highlighters, and that was expensive to me. Like, that was like, I was like, I don't know if I could spend any more money on a highlighter. Like, that was kind of a lot, right, for this highlight palette, but $72, I was like, man, I can't do it. I know Pat McGrath is like very respected in the makeup industry. That's amazing, but I'm not going to be able to spend the money on the Skin Fetish highlighters. Another one is like a brand that I'm not supporting, and I'm actually like super uncomfortable to talk about this. I kept going back and forth, like, should I even say this? I don't even know, because there's so much controversy about this right now. And I've actually been planning to film this video for the past 4 days. We've just had really rainy weather and I haven't been able to film it. It's like going back and forth and if I was going to touch on this subject or not, and then things went down just the day prior to me filming this, and now I'm like, man, that was some crazy stuff. But it is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and I actually decided a while ago that I did not want to purchase from Jeffree Star. Just things that I was seeing, I was just not very impressed with. I did try to watch some of his YouTube videos and it just wasn't working. And I think it was like 2 weeks after I added him on Snapchat, the whole Makeup Shayla thing went down, and I was like horrified watching that. That was really, really hard to watch. I absolutely hate when people are like, when your bank account matches mine, come talk to me. That's so disgusting. No one cares. That shouldn't, that should never be said. That's so gross in my opinion. And I immediately had to get rid of him on Snapchat because I was like, I'm not gonna watch something like that again. I don't understand how he will say things like, we need to support each other and build each other up and we need to be positive, and then go off and call a woman such terrible, disgusting names. I'm not able to do it. I've seen the videos out there of like people complaining about certain products and then his like response to it. Like that's what made me nervous, because I was like, oh my gosh, is he gonna come after me? Like hopefully he never sees this video and doesn't come after me, because he scares me a little bit when he comes after people that have a problem with him. And then everything just kind of went down with Kat Von D yesterday, and that was really shocking to me. Like I saw, it was the first thing that I saw when I logged on to my computer in the morning, and I was just like mind blown. I know there's two sides to every story, and I understand what Jeffree says, and like, yes, I have gone off in the past, but I've apologized for everything. If you keep going off and you keep having to apologize for the same thing, that clearly seems like you're not actually taking anything away from it. Like, yeah, you can say you're sorry, but what are you sorry for? And are you going to try to fix them in the future? I don't think so. I see things so blatant like that. I'm like, I just don't think I can support it. And I have friends who support him and are so excited. And he just did a launch today, and I had a lot of Snapchats like, hey, are you buying this? Are you getting this? What do you think? And I'm just like, no, I'm not. I can't. I can't. And you know, it's just one of those things where you can watch and try to be as informed as you can, and then you can make your own opinions from there. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I've made my own opinion. And just one of the biggest reasons that I guess I decided that I would actually talk about it is because, especially after today when he launched like a liquid lipstick bundle, I had so many Snapchats asking me if I bought it or if I thought it was worth it or things like that. And I'm like, I've never owned any of his products. I don't want to, and it's just something that myself, I don't want to support. So there's just a few other things that, you know, really bother me. The drug use, that's not my lifestyle at all. And when I was watching his Snapchats when I first added him, I was like, I'm really tired of seeing this. And I know it goes in like his YouTube videos too, and that's not for me. And then also, like, I just get really tired of seeing like your fancy cars and your handbags and everything. And I think there is a really big difference between like being proud of what you have and like where you've come from and where you are now, and then there's just like straight up bragging. And that's all it came off to me as. It might come off differently to other people, that's fantastic, but that's how it came off to me. And it constantly made me feel like beneath, you know, I don't want to say like beneath him, because obviously I am, but it just like, I don't know. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Like, it just really bothered me. And then coupled that with the comment that he made about Makeup Shayla, like, when our bank accounts match, like, then you can talk to me. It's like, I just don't appreciate it. But because I was getting so many snaps asking if I was buying or what I think about his liquid lipsticks or if I'm getting his eyeshadow palette or things like that, I thought I would touch on it and just let you guys know that those are the reasonings. That's the conclusion that I've come to with Gerard Cosmetics, and that's the reason I will not be purchasing from him. So another one to talk about is actually another YouTuber as well, and he's done a lot of like collabs with makeup brands, and I've just never felt the urge to purchase any of them, and that is Manny MUA. Now, he did have like a role as well in the Gerard Cosmetics issue that happened with the Snapchat that went out, and really since then, like, my opinion of him went down a lot. And again, that's just my opinion. I know obviously he has so many other supporters, but I've just chosen not to be one of those. And I know he's done collaborations with like Makeup Geek and Ofra and put out some really interesting things, but I've just really had no desire to run out and purchase them. And I think it is his palette with Makeup Geek. I think it's like 9 different eyeshadows. Like, so many people ask me about that one, and do I have it? Would I recommend it? What would I like? What would be something similar to it that maybe doesn't cost as much and that sort of thing? And I'm just like, no, I don't have it, and I'm not going to buy it because I just is someone that I don't choose to support. And you know, when it comes to YouTube, there are so many YouTubers out there, and big ones and big beauty influencers, and these collaborations are coming hard and fast, and it seems like everybody is teaming up with cosmetics, and we're just not going to support everybody. It's unrealistic to think that way. You know, I have like my top 5 favorites, and they're going to be different from your top 5 favorites, and they're going to be different from your top 5 favorites. Like, we're all just so different, and we just get to make our own opinions, and that's the beauty of living in this world. Unfortunately, the part that I said that scared me with making this video is like the bad feedback. You know, you're always kind of worried about that, but I just hope that one day people can get that we're all different and we're all allowed to have different opinions, and it doesn't make anyone right and it doesn't make anyone wrong. It just makes us us. So that's just another one that I have chosen not to support for personal reasons. Another product that I decided that I wasn't gonna buy, and I sat on this one for a while. I saw the Snapchats that they were coming out, and my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I can't wait to get these. And then I got kind of confused. And what I'm talking about is a collab between YouTuber Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics. Jaclyn Hill is one of my favorite YouTubers. I will go out and say that right now. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. I watch all of her videos. I get so excited when she posts. I follow her on Snapchat. I just think that she's a very inspiring person, and she's someone who I do choose to support. I know that there's a lot of controversy around her, and she's not going to be everybody's favorites. And again, that's all our own opinions. But she's put out a few different collabs with Becca Cosmetics. I purchased the Champagne Pop when it came out, and I just absolutely loved it. And then, you know, a few months back, she did a very large collaboration with Becca. She was doing all sorts of things with Champagne Pop and different forms of Champagne Pop. She had a face palette coming out, and I was so excited. I actually purchased the face palette during like almost like the pre-launch that she had, like during this big beautiful party that was thrown for her in New York, and you could only buy the face palette on the Sephora app, and I bought it. So this is the face palette that she came out with. It's hard to show on camera because it's so like shiny and stuff, but this is what the inside of it looks like. It has 3 different blushes up here and then 2 highlighters on the bottom. One of them is Champagne Pop, which I do own a full size of it, so that was kind of like a, ooh, do I buy it again? My Champagne Pop is shattered, which really sucks, but I was like, well, I might as well get it. And then I'm getting all these beautiful blushes up here as well, and then you're getting the new highlight, which is Prosecco Pop, and I bought it and I'm happy with it. I love this. I love, 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 love this palette. I use it all the time. I think it's amazing. I love the blushes. I love Prosecco Pop. I love Champagne Pop. Have it all together in a palette. It's great. Love it. So there was a lot of controversy around her launch because it turned out that the eyeshadow palettes that she made with Becca, like some of them were made in a different factory or something. All of them, they were not the same quality across the board. Some palettes were good, some palettes were horrible. They ended up pulling the eyeshadow palette, and it was kind of like very confusing. Like, whoa, wait, how does that happen? So that was a little weird. And then very shortly after that happened, all of a sudden these split pans were coming out. And Jaclyn was showing them on her Snapchat, and Becca was talking about them, and basically they look like the regular, I mean, I'll insert a picture, but they look like the regular Becca compacts, but inside is 2 different pans. One is a blush, one is a highlight. Now some of them have blushes from this palette, and they have either Champagne Pop or Prosecco Pop as the highlighter. Those are the 2 highlights in there, and then they have different blushes, some from this palette and some like regular Becca blushes were in there. And I was very confused, mostly because when the Champagne Glow collection came out, there was no mention of these split pans. I mean, PR packages were going out to people with the full collection in there, but not the split pans. There was a huge party being thrown in New York, and the whole collection was in there, but no split pans. And it was like, it just seemed like really weird timing to me that the eyeshadow palette has to get pulled, which that had to be a financial hit for everybody. I understand that. So the eyeshadow palette has to be pulled, and now all of a sudden, oh, actually, that wasn't the full collection. Now this is the full collection. We have these split pans too. I'm like, what? It just was really, really weird to me, and I don't want to say that there was anything weird going on, but I even said it in my Snapchat. I was like, this just seems weird to me. Like, why were they not launched with the collection as well? Because honestly, in my opinion, I would have bought a split pan over this. Not that I don't like this, but if I could have bought a split pan and had like the amaretto blush in there and the Prosecco Pop highlight, I would have been over the moon happy. This was $54, and I believe the split pans are running for $32, so I would have saved money as well. And so I was like, okay, that is a little weird, because while I love this palette, I didn't need another Champagne Pop. The Prosecco Pop I did want. Amaretto I really love. Like these 2 blushes I really do love. It probably would have been hard to like make a choice of which blush I was going to go for. Honestly, I probably would have gone for Amaretto, a neutral blush, and I don't have any of those, where I do have more luminous blushes in my collection. But this blush over here, it's called like Pamplemousse. It's like a hot coral. I don't use it at all. Like I've used it once to try it out, and I've never used it again. So I could have saved money and bought those split pans if they came out with the collection as well. and I just thought it was very strange. And I don't know, for that reason, like I don't need to buy them because I have everything in here, unless there was a different Becca blush that I wanted that wasn't from this palette. And I think maybe there's only one or two of the split pans that have just a Becca blush in there, but other than that I have everything in here. So if you have this, you probably don't need to get a split pan. But I thought about doing them like just to have them and just be able to show them and review them and take pretty photos with them and all that good stuff, but it's like, no, something about the whole situation just kind of weirds me out, and this is just me being super honest. Something is weird to me about that situation, and for that reason I will not purchase the split pans. And then we're just about to wrap it up, but the last two products. One is from Marc Jacobs Beauty. It's the Air Blush Soft Glow Duo. So it is what looks like to be like a nice sized compact of blush, and you kind of have like lighter on one end and darker on the other, and you're supposed to be able to use both or mix it together and make a color. It is $42, and I'm like, ooh, $42 for a blush. And I understand that you're supposed to be able to like use the different colors in there, so essentially it's like 2 blushes in one, maybe I guess 3 if you swirl them together, but still that seems really pricey. I've seen swatches of it, I've seen it on Snapchat, and to me it looks like a regular blush. I know Marc Jacobs is expensive, it's just pretty expensive, and again I try to be more conscientious with my money and the products that I'm purchasing, and I'm actually just not a huge blush fan. Like, I'm simply just not someone who goes like super crazy over blush, so I'm gonna pass on this $42 blush. Has anyone else gotten it though? Do you like it? So another product I won't be purchasing because I think it is expensive is from CoverFX, and it is their Custom Enhancer Drops. And this is a vial of like liquid highlight, and it is $42 per bottle. And again, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so expensive for one bottle. And basically you can use them like as a highlighter. I've seen people use them as like a regular highlight, or some people will mix them in with their foundation, and I get it. Like, that's such a cool concept, and I think it's a lot of fun. I've actually went to Sephora and I swatched them on my hand, and I was like, yes, these are so beautiful, and I love highlighters. Like, I love highlighters. But $42 for one product, for one bottle, I'm like, nope, I just can't do it. And I see the pictures and I see the swatches and I see the tutorials, and they look amazing. They look so pretty, but I'm just not gonna be able to do it. I just can't. In my mind, I can't justify it, you guys. Do you have this one too? Just rub it in if you do. Just rub it in. And I feel like I tried to save like the Big Daddy for last, because I remember seeing this product, and I think I actually saw it on like a blog post first, just seeing like the new products that were coming out, and I saw this cute little compact, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. Like, that might actually be kind of fun to have. And then I looked at the price tag and I fainted. So this is from Tom Ford, and it is their Soleil Contouring Compact. So it is, from the pictures that I've seen and even like the snaps that I've seen, it looks like a fairly small compact, and it has 3 different colors in it: a highlight, a blush, and a contour shade. And it is $108. Like, nope. Like, I remember I saw it, I was like, this looks super cute, and for like, in my mind I was like, it doesn't look like it's really big, maybe it'll be somewhat affordable. I get it's Tom Ford, it's probably not going to be affordable. And then it said $108, and I was like, well, that's just not gonna happen. I try to justify certain things, but that is one thing that there is no way in my mind I would be able to justify spending $108 on a compact with 3 different shades in there. So that's my last one. Anything from Tom Ford. I know it's like a super high-end brand. Like, we have high-end brands, and then we have like Tom Ford. Like, I just cannot at this moment in time purchase anything from Tom Ford that I have seen. Like, you know, he's got like nice brushes out there too, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. If you can do it, that's amazing. My hat is off to you, but unfortunately for me, I can't. And that's actually going to be my last product in this anti-haul. I will not be purchasing a $108 compact anytime soon. For my anti-haul video, hopefully this wasn't too long. I had like so many more products that I could have gotten into, and I was like, no, you need to wrap it up at some point. Everything that I did talk about was more high-end. If you guys do liked this concept or you found it interesting in some way, let me know, or let me know if you'd want to see more of like an affordable product one, because there's definitely products from the drugstore or more affordable brands that I think about buying, and I don't do it for reasons A, B, and C. So if you guys want to see more of these in the future, if you're curious about them, please do comment below and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. That really does help me know what it is that you guys are liking to see as well. But I had a lot of fun making this, and I know it's something a little bit different, but I had fun doing it, and hopefully you guys like it. Like I said, I don't mean to come off like negative or bashing or anything like that with anything that I talked about, whether it's because of a collab or a brand in general, or even just talking about the price. And I don't want to come off as like you guys shouldn't buy these either, because my biggest thing that I will always say is that we have to be true to ourselves. If you can justify buying something that I can't, that's great, because I can probably justify buying something that you can't justify it. Just we're all so different. That's all we can be. We can just make our own opinions and do our own things. To me, it's just interesting to see other people and what it is that they want to buy. I love watching hauls, and then now that these anti-hauls are kind of becoming like my weakness to watch as well, so I thought, hey, why not record it so you guys can know a little bit more about me. I hope that helped answer some of the questions that I get kind of often about certain brands or products or things that I have, or would I recommend, or am I gonna buy. I hope that helps too. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Make sure you are subscribed before you go, and I will catch you real soon in my next one. Bye.